information makes it difficult to create a reconstruction of the fortified village as it was towards the end of the 14th century, a walled edifice with watchtowers at each corner. So we have no other choice than focusing on the more recent era, for which more documentation is available, the 17th century, specifically the 1630s, using a register from 1631. This document, which is the subject of another mini presentation, covers almost all of the developed and underdeveloped parcels of land in Saint-Nazaire, with the exception of the seigneurial and ecclesiastical holdings, which were exempt from paying tax. The fortified manor house, the church and the associated buildings do not feature in the register, nor do communal buildings. A second document, a list of feudal dues held in the archives at Bagneux, reference 220, provides us with some of the information which is missing from the register. So here is the historian's attempt. Firstly, note that the situation of built-up parcels is described in relation to other built-up areas. For example, one Master Jean Bory possesses, among other things, une maison et couverte intouchable. That is a house with an adjoining outbuilding in Saint-Nazaire. Confident du Levant, that is touching on the east, and a bise, that is on the north side. A house belonging to Barthélemy Ligonnès to the west, du Couchon, was the road, and so on. As the location of each house is described in relation to the others, we began by identifying a starting point for our reconstruction. Taking a house with a known position, a building situated against the town walls appeared to be more suitable, allowing us to create a working document for the southeast corner of the village, covering around a quarter of the surface of the 17th century settlement. In our first diagram, the houses are represented by abstract blocks, situated in relation to one another, following the details provided in the register. In this first stage of the reconstruction process, our aim was simply to establish relative positions and to obtain a coherent spatial configuration. In the second stage, our aim was to readjust our blocks to create a diagram which better reflected the multiple configurations described in the documents. The resulting diagram corresponded more closely to reality, and a comparison with the 19th century cadastral plan showed a high level of similarity. Clearly, change occurred during the intervening years. Courtyards were used to build new houses, blocks of houses were split, and the village extended beyond the walls on the east side. One house, number 25 on the cadastral plan and number 37 on our diagram, belonging according to the register to one Claude Ligonnès, appears to have remained untouched over the period from 1631, when the register was created. In 1824, date of the Napoleonic cadastral plan. This may well provide an indication of the orientation of the medieval walls. To the south, considerable changes seem to have been made, as a house belonging to Barthélemy Ligonnès touched the walls on both sides, its eastern and southern sides. No mention is made of a corner tower. Instead, there was a street, which shows that there was no tower in this location at that time. There was thus an opening in the wall at this point, resulting from the demolition of the tower. Whether the tower was destroyed during the War of Religion or by the populace themselves, who reused stone from the walls to construct elsewhere in the village, or even as a result of wear and tear with age, remains unknown. Further research may yet provide answers to these questions someday.